I'm in the morgue. Yeah. New York City. A dear friend of mine. Well, actually wasn't a friend of mine. An acquaintance of mine. Guess my teacher fucked that, but you know, shit happens. But ironically, the coroner says, this is what the coroner says in New York City. He says he went back through the records. He found that in Brooklyn, in around the era of the Tylenol murders, you know, where Tylenol bottles of Tylenol were tampered with cyanide, which I guess began in Brooklyn. Hence, we have safety sealed bottles. That there was a case of a, I guess, 11-year-old boy who wandered into one of the drugstores through the back door and I guess pilfered several bottles of Tylenol and then ran out the door. This boy, I guess, had red hair. They thought the boy was 11 years old, but they couldn't be sure. It was pretty big for an 11-year-old, but they think based on his face and other distinguishing marks, and also the fact that somebody said they knew this person was, a recent addition to the family of the grandparents who lived in Brooklyn, who had sort of like become foster parents for this boy who was from Ohio. But they found this boy had called from a payphone the police and reported a dead body. And the boy stayed around the payphone long enough for the police to take the report. And the body, they believe, had been butchered by a serial killer. They believe the autopsy in the coroner's office, medical examiner's office, revealed marks of torture, and certain parts of the body were missing. The work of the serial killer. Then later on, they got an anonymous tip, apparently written in Hebrew, that this boy was in fact the person that murdered this person that they reported and they found. So anyway, they believe the same person had been living in the Bowery, the bad parts of New York City and the boroughs, and they had been basically murdered because they were easy to find, easy to kill. So the coroner, who was talking to me earlier today, this morning, said that I believe this boy grew up to be a serial killer and probably still was one right now. And they believe this same person, which they can't identify the person exactly because the person disappeared and there's been no record of this person, this boy growing up, and no one knows where the person went. But right now, he'd probably be 61, 62. Could be anywhere between 61 and 62 to 81, 82, they believe. Because they weren't sure of the age of the boy initially. I mean, the boy could have been 11, or he could have been 31. I wasn't sure, because he could have been a midget. It wasn't funny. But they believe that my friend was murdered by the same person, a serial killer. So I guess they want to return to the scene of the crime. So the moral story is, if you think your neighbor is not out to get you, you're probably naive. In fact, your neighbor, the person living next to you in, say, Kent, England, could be a serial killer. So keep that in mind next time you unlock your door. You're not like to find what's on the other side. Alright, I'm making a story. I'm a writer. Sometimes I make movies too. I made a really good movie. It was called Slasher Redux. Actually, it was called Pie Slasher Redux. It's about a person who loves pies. I can't talk anymore. I'm laughing to death. Anyway, it's a lot of fun doing this. It's Operations Officer Windfall. I work for the CIA. I have a lot of fun sometimes too, when I'm not fucking around with national security shit. It's really gross, you know. Terrorism and assassination plots, and I've been working for the CIA for 9 years too. Anyway, yeah, but the morgue and the medical examiner's office in New York City is very beautiful. See how bright the lights are? They have lots of records. So I guess the Talon murders were actually done by the same person. Because they never did find the real person, so I think I know who the real person is. The medical examiner knows too, but they're not talking.